biscuit of some description. We have custard creams, shortbread, or a hobnob.
I would accept out of those a hobnob.
Hobnob?
But I can't eat it.
You can't eat it? Why?
Here's the boring thing.
Okay.
I can eat it. I'm physically capable of it. But I'm a vegan now.
You're a vegan?
So there'll be none of that.
Now, when did this start?
1998 or 99. But I've been vegetarian since then.
Okay.
And with that said, I've had these changes where I might eat fish, because I heard they had no neocortex, which meant they don't feel pain, someone said. And I thought, that's good. Take a life, but don't make them suffer. This is a weird interview, isn't it, all of a sudden? And then I thought, no, I heard that salmon farming was bad, tuna as well.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll stop, I won't contribute to that. And then more recently I had this quite a strong, politically motivated vegan change. So that is why I will not accept a hobnob from you today.
Okay, no, that is quite all right. And but you're saying politically motivated. There's things that happen in that industry that you don't agree with.
Yeah, which is what it always was. But sometimes I just feel like, and I'm even writing material about it, which I think is one of the most unfunny things you can talk about. Animal rights. There's nothing. No one. Not only do people not want to laugh about it, people don't even want to hear about it. So I figure that's an interesting place to tackle comedically.
Yeah.
So there, it does relate to comedy, actually. Yeah.
So you're kind of pushing yourself, even though it's not naturally funny. You're kind of thinking, right, well, I'm going to go with this and make it that way.
Yeah. I think if I can, because you can easy. It's like going to someone, oh, you should become vegetarian because it's better for life in general in the world. Is not far off saying you should be a Christian, or isn't Catholicism radical? and people say, no, thank you, I don't want to be part of that. And so how do you present an idea that's unpopular and make it funny and sort of interesting to people?
Is this a part of your current show that you're doing, or is this a future?
Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
This show, Shaking Hands with Danger, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's been a long time coming, really, hasn't it? Because have you had 2 years off, or?
No, I've had the show. What sort of the story? That's a true story. Actually happened here. So almost exactly 3 years. No, sorry, Finland. About 2 days after I left Edinburgh in 2010, I committed. Apparently, it's not a crime to do what I did. It's an emotional crime, and I cheated on my girlfriend basically, and the ramifications of what happened there. It's really a far cry from the stuff I'm thinking about at the moment. But yeah, but I've thought about it. I've worked on it. I needed my ex-girlfriend's permission to do this show, so all these things, needed to fall into place.
Okay, and now it has got to the point where it's ready. It's kind of.
It really is. I think it's got. I ran it in Adelaide this year in Australia, and it was finding its feet. And then by the time it got to Melbourne Comedy Festival, it really started working. And then a little bit of Sydney, and then here. So the show is ready to go, and I think it's a really great show. It's not like kind of a typical comedy show, but it's challenging and it's sort of emotive, perhaps.
And it's challenging for you to perform? Is it you have to kind of brace yourself because it's obviously a topic that's perhaps difficult?
Yeah, I do wonder the toll it takes on your soul or something, or just to sort of go through it every night. And but I think funny. I was raised as a Catholic, and I think it's almost maybe doing it is like doing the show is almost like a whoosh. Like, but I think it's my way of just going, hey, most people don't talk about this. A lot of cheating is see, I've talked about all kinds of other things in my comedy, like really heavy things and twisted things in the past, and things that people can't relate to. I used to go on about suicide a lot. I still do sometimes. My mum died. I reference that quite a bit, and things that I guess don't sound very funny, but cheating is actually, most people's mothers haven't died yet, or most people haven't committed suicide, but cheating is actually, everyone's sort of been touched by that. It's really common, but no one talks about it, so I thought, I'll just go into that. Yeah.
And it's something that's I suppose hard to find the comedy in, and again is a little bit of a challenge because it's not addressed widespreadly, is it?
There's I knew a girl, Celia Piccola, a girl from Australia, a friend of mine, and she did a show a few years ago that did really well, probably here and certainly in Australia, about being cheated on. And I was like, that's great, I guess you're going to get a lot of sympathy there. Probably a lot of laughs as well, making fun out of that guy. But I thought, what do you do if you're the guy? If you've done that, can you be the bad dude and still make a show that people want to hear about?
So when you start the show at the beginning, are you very noticeably at the bottom, and you've got to maybe win people over is the wrong words, but you're saying, well, I've done this. I kind
of started out as how I met her. So it's like to me, it's almost like a film. Like two people fall in love, and you go, wow, this is a lovely story, and then it's like, oh no, you don't let her get into the bed, and then that's what happens. So the crowds would have to live with it, as I did a little bit.
Is there going to be any element of you're going to be happy to get rid of it because it's got this emotional baggage around it?
There is a yes to that question, I think. Yeah. It was something it was a show that I thought it was relevant at the time. If I'd rushed this show, I wanted to perform this show about a year ago, and I could have, but I just knew it wasn't right. I didn't have the permission to do it. Like, I could have just done it, right, if I was that kind of person. Yeah. But I'm not, and now it's ready to go. So I think it's also will be soon ready to sort of move on from. And that's why I'm already thinking about these other things, like being anti-hobnob. You know what I mean? Can
you feature hobnob in that you are specifically anti-hobnob?
Yeah, see, I'm not anti.
Be a strap line.
I like the idea of a hobnob, but I just the reason why I've been just quickly I've been vegan in the past and I've been vegetarian in the past, but so now I'm trying not to I'm trying not to buy leather. And, I'm still eating honey though. I'm not concerned about the bees. But what was my point? Yeah, the reason why this feels different, this new resurgence of veganism in my life feels different, is it feels like I'm not an alcoholic, I've never been to AA, but I know they have that saying, one day at a time. Have you heard this?
Yeah.
And that's how this feels to me. I can sort of relate to. I can't promise tomorrow I'm not just going to just rip into a Snickers bar, because it's very tempting. But I know the right thing to do, in my opinion, is to conduct myself like this.
It's a choice that you're making every day.
And I'd like to send it out to other people. I'd like to say, hey, there are really bad things that come. I think us consuming animals, humans consuming non-human animals, is, in my opinion, I might be wrong, and someone could challenge me on this pretty easily, perhaps, but it's the last sort of social justice issue that is not discussed much at all. I think we've all understand that sexism's a bad thing, and homophobia is bad, racism. There are still racists out there, etc., etc. But most people know that it's bad. I think most people don't want to come to terms with the idea that maybe eating animals is the wrong way to go.
So people don't.
I'm sorry, this is such a serious interview.
But you think people don't want to think about it? It's a sore subject because people like me, I guess.
People like me, yeah.
But then you've sorry, you've been through that, haven't you? You've got I don't know. You had the stage of realization. You've been a meat eater. You haven't been, and maybe you can take people with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tried to bring it up by saying, like comparing it to. Is this the right way to? Is this interview can go anywhere?
This is brilliant. Yeah.
I tried to think, how do you bring it up? So I started saying to the crowds, like I did it before I left Australia recently. I said, I was thinking about people who have sex with animals the other day, which is a weird thing, I suppose, but it's a really weird thing to do, isn't it? You'll go to jail, you'll have to pay fines, you'll get shunned from your community or family, friends. I think it's one of the worst things you can do to an animal. And then I said, no, I guess there is something worse. I guess obviously killing an animal is worse. And then I actually heard a guy in the crowd, as I hoped I would, goes, no. And I said, no? Okay, let me put it to you this way. Can I swear?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I said, would you rather be fucked or killed? And he said, good point. And I was like, yeah. Because I said, I'm not into either of them. I don't want to have sex with animals or kill them. But anyway, that's how sad that I just churned out some new material to you there. But I guess that's the way I'm trying to attack it, by sort of trying to come at it in a way that people wouldn't expect, rather than preach to them,
Just tell me about your show. When is it? Where is it? This one.
Shaking Hands with Danger.
Exactly.
It's at the Pleasance Courtyard at 9:45 every night, except the coming Monday, the middle Monday, whatever that one is. 12th, maybe. Rings a bell. And every night, otherwise. Mate, yeah. Thanks for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you very much.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Good. Thank you.